All right, thank you for joining us today, and in this video we are going to practice on average and instantaneous rate of change. Let's jump right in. So let's assume that we have a function f of t which is equal to this, and we want to find the average rate of change of f of t from t is equal to 1 to 2. So now we are come to apply the formulas that we derive. So the first thing that you need to remember is you need to remember the formula for finding average rate of change. Average rate of change to be equal to, so we had f of b minus f of a divided by b minus a. That's right. So now here our a is equal to 1 and b is equal to 2. So let's plug them in. So we are going to have f of 2 minus f of 1 divided by 2 minus 1. Good. So let's simplify, and we are going to have f of 2 minus f of 1 divided by 1, and this is going to give us f of 2 minus f of 1. Right. So now we need f of 2 and we need f of 1, right? So this is what we are going to do. We have f of t to be equal to 2t squared minus 3t. And here is the trick. Now for us to look for f of 2 and f of 1, what we are going to do is we can see that this t here is in parentheses. So we make sure that all the t's in the equations are also in parentheses. This helps you to capture the idea of when you are finding, let's say, f of, let's say, 1 plus 2 x minus 3. Do you get it? So let's put this in brackets. So I'm going to have f of t which is equal to 2, then I put this 2 also in bracket, minus 3, then I put this t2 also in bracket. So always, if it's in terms of t, put all of them into bracket first. Now we need f of 2. So this helps us to, we are come to write the same function here, but what we are going to do is the one in the bracket here is the same thing here, is the same thing here. So what we are going to do is we are going to write the same thing here, but the one in the bracket has changed to 2. So we are going to have 2 squared minus 3, 2. So we can see that the one in the bracket here, the same thing here, the same thing here. As we can see that this is t, 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 right? So now let's do the expansion. We are going to have 2 squared is 4 minus 6. This is going to give us 8 minus 6, and we are going to have 2. So now let's look for f of 1, 2. The same idea. This is going to give us 2, 1 squared minus 3 and 1. So the same idea, we are using the same function here. The only thing that is changing is now t is equal to 1. So wherever you see t, you put 1 there. So 1, 1, 1. So that's the reason why we need to put it in bracket. So this is going to give us 2 times 1 minus 3, and this is going to give us 2 minus 3, and we are going to have negative 1. So now let's bring them back to our function. We had f of 2 to be equal to 2, f of 1 to be equal to negative 1. So let's plug them in here. We are going to have 2 minus. So in math, one thing that you also need to learn is anytime you are come to write a function or anything and you bring minus, you need to make sure you put it into what? Parentheses. So I'll put this one into parentheses and I will do it this way. So this is going to give us 2 minus minus is plus, and we are going to have 3. So this is the average rate of change. Now let's take another similar example, the same thing, and you can pause the video to try. So here we know that the average rate of change is equal to, so let me use, since I'm going to change what is here, so I'm using s2 minus f of x1 divided by x2 minus x1. So here my x2 is 4 and my x1 is 3. So when I do the substitution, I'm going to have f of 4 minus f of 3 divided by 4 minus 3. And this is going to give us f of 4 minus f of 3 divided by 1. And this is going to give us f of 4 minus f of 3. So let's go and look for f of 4 and f of 3. So as I said, now we can see that the function given to us is in terms of p. Okay, so to make everything right, let me just do this one, f, then everything is okay. So now we have f of x, which is equal to 2x minus 5. So the trick is put all the x in parentheses, because this is in what? Parentheses. So I'm going to have f of x to be equal to 2, and I'll put the x in parentheses, this. So this one will help us to look for f of 4. So we are going to write the same function, but we change all the one in the parentheses to 4. So 2, 4 minus 5. This is going to be 8 minus 5, and we are going to have 3. Let's look for f of 3. Change everything in the parentheses to 3. So we are going to have this. This is 6 minus 5, and we are going to have 1. So when we bring them back, this is f of 4 and this is f of 3. So we are going to have f of 4 is 3 minus, we put this one in parentheses as I said. You need to do it whether it's negative or not, so that you don't make mistakes when the function is not just 1, right? So 3 minus 1, which is equal to 2. So the average rate of change is equal to 2. Now in the next video, we are going to take another example where the average rate of change will depend on age, so that we can find for the instantaneous rate of change.